On a normal summer's day, the sun shines, the stadium is empty, there's no ice cream to enjoy or healthy concession food to chow. But eventually the crowd enters and it's time to play ball. Whether it's grooving to the YMCA, waiting for post-game fireworks, dominating Mr. Shucks in arm wrestling, or just trying to beat the heat, summers in Cedar Rapids means Kernels baseball. And it's something that Iowa sports broadcaster Bob Brooks believes enriches Cedar Rapids' connection to the sport.
Well, it's been a long-time love affair because Cedar Rapids has had more than 100 years of professional baseball. They did not have baseball during World War II here in Cedar Rapids, but they go back 100 years of organized ball.
It's the love of the game that draws players to America's pastime. For Ryan George, Entertainment Community Relations Manager for the Kernels, the history of baseball in Cedar Rapids is something the organization not only recognizes, but embraces.
Baseball in Cedar Rapids has been here since 1890. There's always been a team. They started as Canaries, moved to the Bunnies, to the Rabbits. So baseball in Cedar Rapids has been here for a very, very long time. And throughout that, we've been affiliated with, the Braves, the Reds, the Cubs, Angels, most recently, and now with the Twins. And baseball's always been around, and almost 400 players have been through, starting from 1890 to now. That's made it through Cedar Rapids to the big league. So baseball's been around for quite a while here in Cedar Rapids.
But baseball in Cedar Rapids isn't just about the tradition. George notes it's also about the game day atmosphere, of which the minor leagues are famous.
During the game, my job is to manage all the on-field promotions, so all the goofy minor league baseball stuff that you see is my job to set that up. And even in the off season, it's my job to kind of come up with new ideas for in between entertainment and in between the innings. So we have pizza races sponsored by Little Caesars. We have the fish fling, where we launch fish out of a slingshot, fake fish out of a slingshot, and kids catch it with a fishing net. And different things to fulfill sponsorship requirements.
This tradition is not only reflected on the field, but as Kernels radio broadcaster Morgan Hawk says, it's also in the broadcast booth.
One of the neatest things to me is you sit back here before a game and you look out over the field and look at the great view that we have. You're like, wow, I'm doing this for a living. It kind of puts things in perspective.
1-1 line to right base hit. Taylor starts the second with a single through the right side. It brings up Trevor Gretzky.
You have to be descriptive because this isn't TV and people don't know what you're talking about. They can't see it unless you tell them how to see it. You have to use word pictures, and not just describe that there's people in the seats. Describe the smell. The people are walking in and they are smelling the hot dogs and they're seeing the sun, and describe that picture to them.
While it's all fun and games for fans, it's different for the players. As Kernels player Edgar Corsino notes, just to get to the minor leagues from independent baseball can be long and tedious.
Being by yourself, and you think damn, this is probably my last chance, so I gotta do the best here. So it's tough, you gotta go every day in there and perform every day, do your best every day, It was tough, but it was a cool time too, actually.
But for players in the Kernels organization alike, it's strengthening the ties within the community that have a lasting impact.
My main focus that I love is the Kernels summer reading program. From April to June, I'll go to different schools from around eastern Iowa to promote summer reading. And I'll bring Mr. Shucks, our mascot. He'll act out a story while I read it. Or we'll bring players to read the story and kind of have fun with the kids and give high fives and stuff afterwards. So kids can turn in their reading sheet that I drop off at the schools. They turn them in at our souvenir shop. They get prizes. They get a free ticket. They get an unlimited pass to our jumpers, which are big inflatable houses. So it's just little incentives to keep them reading. That's the biggest thing that I think we do in the community, and we've been doing that for 17 years.
Almost every week we go on coach little kids, teach them how to play a little bit, talk to them a little bit too. Every time I go there and they see us, it's just like, you see your eyes, you just like, you'll pop out, oh, we get the Kernels here. So it's fun too, yeah. It's pretty nice, I really like it.
Well, the majority, of our players' parents have no idea what this looks like, what this ballpark looks like, what even the uniforms look like. So being able to describe to them, it's really a responsibility that's pretty neat.
The bond between team and community also includes the very stadium the Kernels call home.
The veterans helped push this along, both for their part of it and Veterans Memorial Stadium. And we have that jet out beyond the right center field fence. It's part of the memorial and a way to memorialize the men and women who gave their lives for the country.
Overall, whether it's Iowa State night or an appearance by the Minions, the Kernels' devotion and connection to Cedar Rapids truly celebrates summers at the ballpark. For the University of Iowa School of Journalism and Mass Communication, I'm Kyle Miller.